All right, so today we're going to read this passage called The Cell Phone and answer the questions like we did yesterday. The cell phone. There it was, my older sister Cassie's bright pink cell phone, lying right on top of her backpack. Mom called for us to come downstairs, and before I had time to think about it, I slipped my sister's cell phone inside my backpack. I told myself that it wouldn't hurt to have the phone for one short day. At school, I felt so grown up. I had a cell phone, and I could call anybody if I wanted to. After math, everyone in our class went outside, and I took the phone with me. I stood by myself and started to dial, but I stopped when I realized that there wasn't anyone I could call. Everyone I knew was at school. If the teacher sees you with that, you're going to get in trouble, Anna said. Only if it rings, I said. It was a school rule that cell phones could not be on during the day. Then suddenly the phone rang. I almost jumped out of my skin, and I dropped the phone. I picked it up and shyly said, "Hello?" It was my sister who was yelling, "Bernice, I knew you had my phone. Turn it off immediately and put it in a safe place. I don't want you touching it, and you better not lose it." Then the bell rang, and before I could figure out what to do, I had to go back to the classroom. Back at my desk, I studied the phone and tried to figure out how to turn it off. I pressed several buttons, but nothing happened. Finally, I stuffed it into my backpack and wrapped my scarf around it, hoping the fabric would stifle the noise as if it did ring. For the rest of the day, I was terrified that the phone was going to ring. By the end of the school, I was a nervous wreck. I didn't relax until I got home and handed the phone to Cassie. "Sorry I took your phone," I said. "I thought it would be fun, but I was miserable all day." She said, "Cell phones are not toys. They are for emergencies." Just then, before I could apologize any further, the phone rang. Okay, I want you to answer these questions. Please circle them on the worksheet, but also put them in the bubble sheet. Number 1, what happened first in the story? A, Bernice goes downstairs to have breakfast. B, Bernice and Cassie take a bus to the school. C, Cassie finds out that Bernice has her phone. Or D, Bernice slips her sister's cell phone into her backpack. Number 2, who is telling the story? A, Cassie. B, Bernice. C, Anna. Or D, a third-person narrative. Remember, a third-person narrative is somebody who is not in the story is telling the story. Go back and look at the pronouns that they use, like I, he, she, me, it, they, to help you. Number 3, which of the following statements best shows the narrator's point of view? Helps you know who is telling the story. A, it was my sister who was yelling, "Bernice, I knew you had my phone." B, if the teacher sees you with that, you're going to get into trouble, Anna said. C, she said, cell phones are not toys, they are for emergencies. Or D, there it was, my older sister Cassie's bright pink cell phone. Number 4, how does Bernice being at school affect the plot? A, she has to ask the teacher how to turn off the cell phone. B, when the phone rings, Bernice does not want to answer it. C, she gets very nervous because if the phone rings, she will get into trouble. Or D, Bernice can't call anyone on the phone because all her friends are at school. Number 5, how is the conflict finally resolved? A, Bernice stuffs the phone inside her clothes. B, Bernice gets home and returns the cell phone to her sister. C, Bernice hides the cell phone in her backpack. Or D, Bernice turns off the phone. And number 6, which statement shows how Bernice felt at the end of the story? A, for the rest of the day I was terrified. B, by the end of school I was a nervous wreck. C, sorry I took your phone, I said. Or D, finally I stuffed it into my backpack and I wrapped my scarf around it. Okay, think about how she felt at the end of the story. Which one best portrays that? Good luck. Please respond to or put it on the bubble sheet, and then you may turn it in.